Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. With that said, the put to call ratio right now is at 0.68. It's not really high on either side. We got a lot of things going on with Iran and Israel right now as far as launching missiles and attacks and stuff like that right now. It doesn't look like anything's going on. They just had a bunch of things happen last night, I guess, and they kind of stopped for now, and they're going to plan on ramping it back up again. I don't know, something like that. There's so many conflicting reports out there. I don't know if it's actually stopped or not. I don't know, but yeah, we had some stuff happening overnight. So we got so much going on as far as, with I'll put VIX up, as far as Iran, Israel, China, Taiwan, rate cuts and stuff like that, and rates possibly going up, no rates, just so much noise out there. It's just ridiculous. So but it's hard to to figure out what's going to happen, because we're just going to take it day by day. I mean, literally, there's news dropping left and right, bad news. The market doesn't seem to really care about too much, and when it does care, it's just kind of surprising. But when it actually has legitimately really bad news, it just ignores it. So it's going to be a fun week with all the noise. So hopefully we gap down, because we carried some puts for over the weekend, just in case puts. And hopefully that they may have played out, because last I looked at weekend Wall Street, it looks like the market's going to gap down maybe a little bit. So because of last night's strike. So as far as the economic calendar, Monday the 15th, core retail sales, Empire State Manufacturing Index, and retail sales month to month at 8:30. Nothing else throughout the day on Monday. Tuesday, we got Powell speaking at 1:15. Make sure that says Tuesday. Yeah, Powell speaking at 1:15. What's he speaking for? He's doing a participate in a fireside chat about economic trends in North America at the Wilson Center's Washington's forum. So remember, mark that on your calendar. Powell at 1:15 on Tuesday. Wednesday, let's see. Nothing in the morning. Wednesday, nothing at all. They're in at all Wednesday, except we have the beige book at 2 o'clock, which doesn't really do too much. Doesn't really have any movers. So nothing really on Wednesday whatsoever. Thursday, unemployment claims at 8:30. Some Fed speakers at 9:15. More Fed speakers in the afternoon. Friday, nothing. So, I mean, the big day is going to be Tuesday with Powell. So, other than that, not much going on this week. Monday and Tuesday, probably the bigger days. I'm sure something's going to happen with Israel and Iran. I mean, there's so much going on. But like I said, we're just going to take it one day at a time, one news event at a time, and just see what happens. So not looking at too much, pretty much the same stuff as last week. Get earnings coming up. Bank earnings are this week. Netflix has got earnings this week. Then the bigger ones are going to end up reporting at the end of the month. So earnings season's here. VIX at 1731 at close, had a nice wick up to 19. We probably could see a push maybe to 20, 22. Usually when we have two green candles, besides here, we usually go higher, because we got two green candles higher, two green candles. We didn't there, we didn't here. So not always, but yeah, we do end up going higher usually after two green candles, but not here either. So a lot going on, like I said, and I keep saying, in the world. We have more missile attacks from Iran or Israel that we're going to end up being 20, 25, maybe even 30 points in the VIX. It's just so much uncertainty. It's really hard to predict what is going to happen in the market. because the market could have a strong bounce and one headline could come out of nowhere and the SPY could be down $10-15 in a flash. So it's going to take is we're one headline away from something very catastrophic happening. And one thing I mentioned on Twitter, that with all eyes on Israel and Iran, that China may take advantage of this and try to invade Taiwan. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I mean, China is not going to want to go after Iran. China's not going to want to go after Taiwan with Trump in office. And if elections and Trump wins in November, they lost their opportunity. I think that they're going to try to make a run at Taiwan before November. And I think right now, from a strategic point of view, that they could take a run at Taiwan now, while everyone's watching Israel and Iran and kind of being a smokescreen right now. I shouldn't say smokescreen, but just diversion. So with that said, SPY, we lose Friday's low of, we'll just say 509. And we're going to go down to 505, 500. We're going to get to fill at 500. We could end up going down to 495, 490. But we could also bounce to, we could gap down and have a massive J-hook recovery. And nothing happened. If we just have a day where no bad news happens, I mean, we could see a big dead cat bounce or short squeeze on SPY tomorrow and Tuesday. Then maybe if more news drops in a couple days, that we end up going back down. But like I said, it's impossible to figure out what's going to happen. It's going to be all news and event related. So we'll have to see. We'll just take it day by day. So yeah, I'm thinking we're going to drop more, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we end up being back up to 520, 525, all-time high either with a dead cat bounce. So definitely keep an eye on SPY in both directions. That's why I need to be in the room. We'll just play it day by day. That's all we can do. There's just so much going on. We have, let's see, Tesla here. Again, kind of an inverted head and shoulders. You get the left. You get a kind of a right here. But you could also see this is an extended right. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. But I would watch. I mean, look, weekly looks like it's good for a bounce. So I would watch it over 175 for push to 180, 185 on Tesla. If it gets over to 185, this 185 level, we could get a strong push to 190 or even 200 on Tesla. So keep an eye on that. Apple actually had a decent bounce. It had some news. I don't remember what it was the other day, but they had some news. I think it was AI or something like that. So I'd watch Apple. Apple could carry the market on Monday and Tuesday. So I'd watch it over 178 for push to 180, 185, 190. If the market does end up having a bad day, that we could watch the downside too. But you know, on the weekly, it's pretty oversold right here. So it could end up having a strong bounce to 190, 200. And if earnings is good, it's probably going to end up going to 200 again at the end of the month. So we'll have to see what happens on Apple. Amazon actually went to all-time high. I think I mentioned this last week right here. I made new all-time high. So I would watch Amazon if the market's strong and does have a dead cat bounce. I would watch it over 189 for push to 190 to 200. We could have, if it gets over 189, we could have a strong push to 200 on Amazon. So keep an eye on Amazon. BA's got earnings coming up. It's pretty oversold on the weekly and daily. I mean, look at the daily. You get a bullish divergence going here. RSI is kind of flat, and it's really taking a dive on the daily, because flat would be right around the 180 level. So it's definitely got a bullish divergence going on. So I would watch for a bounce. This is a pretty good area because you get an area right here on the weekly right here. We rejected right here and it acted as support right here. So resistance and resistance here and support here, and it's right at that level, that 170 level. So we could actually see a bounce. So I'd watch it over 170 for push to 175, 180, 185, maybe even 190. Get back into this top to retest this channel right here at 190 to 200. So BA, keep an eye on that. Disney, I had this up when I first started the video. I was kind of looking at it. Still thinking we go more on the downside, so I'm going to watch more of the downside. on this. I would watch it underneath Friday's low of 113. For a push to 110, we get gap support right down here at 107. And if the market's really having a really rough time and really selling off because of God knows what, we could end up filling that gap down here to 100 on Disney. So watch for Disney for a gap fill. Microsoft actually did pull back a little bit. The weekly is definitely consolidating in a tight little channel right here. It's been stuck between the 420 and 430 area. So I would watch underneath 420. It breaks 420. It's going to have some room to 410 and 400. It gets below 400. We can get 390 and 380 pretty quickly. So definitely keep an eye on Microsoft. But I would imagine at 400 would probably a short-term bounce right there if it does drop that much. So definitely keep an eye on Microsoft. Netflix, I said its earnings coming up, and Netflix had a strong bounce. And its all-time high is 700, and we're at 622, and it kind of rejected this 640-ish area. So weekly's kind of looking like it's getting like a rounded top right here. So I would watch. You get kind of a head and shoulders right here. You get the left, the head, and the right shoulder right here. So I'd watch it underneath. Let's see, 620 for push to 615, 610, 605, 600. Basically every $10. But even though I was saying every $5 here, but every $10 on the daily, 600, 590, and you get that 580 level right there. We'll have to see if it actually does pull back. Earnings coming up for Netflix. It usually has a strong earnings run up. It didn't have really much of anything, so maybe there's not as much excitement for Netflix's earnings. Maybe we see a drop on the Netflix earnings. So that's going to do it for the watch list. I know I rambled a lot. My mind's going a million miles an hour with so much going on. There's so much happening right now. It's hard to keep up. And like I said, just going to take it day by day and go from there. So that's going to do it. And thanks for watching.